If a UK general election were held tomorrow, just a few months ago, the polls were telling us a shocking story. Nigel Farage's reform UK was poised to shatter the establishment, potentially forming a majority or a powerful coalition. They were the undisputed disruptors of UK politics. But suddenly, the momentum has hit a brick wall. From a commanding 30% peak, their polling average is now plummeting into the low 20s. Add to that two brutal by-election defeats in Caerphilly and Gordon and Denton, and the narrative has completely flipped. So, what exactly is going wrong? In this video, we are going to dive deep into the latest Reform UK polling data, uncover the 3 hidden reasons why their support is collapsing, and ask the ultimate question: can Nigel Farage save his party before the May elections? Let me know down in the comments right now. Do you think this is a temporary blip or the beginning of the end for Reform UK? I'll be replying to the best takes. To understand the current state of UK politics, you have to look beyond the traditional Labour and Conservative tug-of-war. For a while, the UK was entering a new era of multi-party politics. But let's look at the hard data. According to respected polling analysts tracking the 9 main pollsters, Reform hit their absolute peak between August and October. Polling companies like Find Out Now had them skyrocketing to an unprecedented 36%. Even the more conservative estimates from YouGov had them touching 29%. But what goes up must come down. Every single major polling company is now tracking a steady, undeniable decline. The latest YouGov poll has them bleeding support, down to just 23%. And this isn't just a national issue. In the devolved nations of Wales and Scotland, their momentum has completely stalled. In Wales, Plaid Cymru has overtaken them. In Scotland, their surge has totally flatlined. With critical parliamentary elections coming up on May 7th, these numbers are a massive red flag. Reform wants to be the undeniable main party of the British political right, usurping the Conservatives. If they fail to perform in May, that claim falls apart. So, what explains this sudden polling drop? We've identified 3 core reasons. Let's start with reason number 1. The changing priorities of the British voter. If you know Nigel Farage, you know his entire political brand is inextricably linked to one major issue: immigration. For decades, he has championed tighter borders, and for a long time, the public agreed. Throughout much of the recent polling cycles, immigration was the #1 issue for UK voters. Naturally, this played perfectly into Reform's hands, making them the most trusted party on the issue. But the political landscape has shifted drastically. Recent surveys from Ipsos reveal that immigration is no longer the undisputed top priority. Why? Because the global stage is on fire. Defense and foreign affairs have violently surged to the top of voters' minds, largely driven by the ongoing conflicts involving Iran. And this is a massive problem for Farage. His stance on foreign policy, particularly his vocal support for U.S. actions in Iran and his close association with Donald Trump, is wildly out of step with the British public. When 67% of the British electorate describe themselves as anti-Trump, wrapping your political brand around him during an international crisis is political poison. What do you guys think? Is Farage's alignment with U.S. politics hurting him at home? Drop a yes or no in the comments below. Which brings us to reason number 2, the declining personal popularity of Nigel Farage himself. Reform UK is a populist party, and populist parties live and die by the cult of personality surrounding their leader. Since late last year, Farage's net approval ratings have been on a steady, downward slide. While pollsters don't always pinpoint one specific cause, the timeline perfectly aligns with a series of damaging reputational hits. You have the school racism scandal dominating headlines. You have allegations of broken election spending rules. And perhaps most damaging of all, to a party that needs to look united, extreme infighting on the populist right, including highly public spats involving figures like Rupert Lowe and even Elon Musk. When a party looks chaotic behind closed doors, voters hesitate at the ballot box. Finally, we reach reason number 3, and this might be the most dangerous long-term threat to the party. Reform UK has hit a hard ceiling. In politics, to grow, you need to convert undecided voters. But the data suggests Reform has essentially run out of people to convince. According to deep-dive polling from YouGov, only about 27% of the entire UK public would even consider voting for Reform. At the exact same time, their voting intention was sitting at 26%. Do the math. There was only a 1-point difference between the absolute maximum number of people willing to vote for them and the people already planning to do so. They had maxed out their base. There was nowhere left to grow. When you hit your ceiling, the only direction left to go is down. To break through that glass ceiling, a party has to moderate its policies to appeal to the center. But if Reform moderates, they risk alienating the hardcore base that got them to 26% in the first place. It is the ultimate political trap. Reform UK is undoubtedly still a major force, and they command a lead over the Tories that historic third parties could only dream of. But the cracks in the foundation are showing. The decline in the importance of immigration, the controversies surrounding Farage, and hitting a hard ceiling with the electorate have all triggered this downward trajectory. The May elections will be the ultimate acid test. If they perform poorly, this polling decline might just turn into a full-blown collapse. But I want to pass the question over to you. I'm going into the comments right now. Tell me, is there a specific policy or strategy Reform can use to break past this 27% ceiling? Let's debate it down below. If you want to stay ahead of the curve on UK politics and data-driven deep dives, hit that subscribe button and click the bell. Check out the video on screen right now for more analysis, and I'll see you in the next one.